Hey there everyone, Adam or EposVox here, back with another panel from the DaymCon 2015. This one we recorded ourselves, so shout out to my fiance Chu for holding up the cameras and recording for us. This was the YouTube Beyond Gaming panel, which is, YouTube channels that do more than just gaming videos. And since we just hit 20,000 subscribers with our tech channel, what a perfect opportunity. So we got to host it here with DaymDrops and KenDomik, both food reviewers, as well as Cody from over on the AtlanticCraft, and it was a blast. And DaymDrops is a pretty hilarious dude, and it was great working with them all. And so I'm really excited to show you the panel here. Had a couple batteries die, so there are a couple cuts in the middle. I do apologize. Something we weren't fully equipped for at the time. Thank you so much for watching. I do hope you enjoy, and I will see you in the panel or something. Woo! Our coverage of the DaymCon 2015 is brought to you by, well, the DaymCon 2015. Shoutouts to them for getting us down here to cover their amazing convention. But if you do want to support us, consider changing your Amazon bookmark to one with our affiliate code in it, or becoming a patron in our Patreon campaign where you can contribute a small monthly contribution and gain early access to our videos. Links to all of this will be in the description below. As always, be sure to subscribe to the channel for more awesome tech videos and the DaymCon coverage. Lots of behind-the-scene coverage and our shared thoughts on the experience will be available on the vlog channel. Check out that in the description below.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, definitely thank you for being here for YouTube Beyond Gaming. The only place in Texas where greatness happens right before your very eyes at the DaymCon in Galveston, Texas. My first time here, I'm proud to be here. The name is DaymDrops. If you don't know me, I do all the food reviews on YouTube. And then you're probably thinking, why in the world is this man here when it's a gaming conference? Well, DaymDrops Gaming also exists. I've been a gamer all my life. I'm an old school gamer. I'm that gamer from early 80s on down type gamer, that Atari 2600. You might not know what it is. That ColecoVision, that Intellivision. I can take you there and bring it back again. I've had every system possible. My mother was very gracious, very nice and generous, and she was also never hesitant to take it away when she thought I was playing far too much. And it's easy to get that gaming addiction. So we're going to discuss YouTube Beyond Gaming, but before we even get into that, I'll let these gentlemen break down who they are and what does they do.
My name is EposVox, and my main channel is the tech channel. I've also been gaming essentially since I was 9 months old, and so not quite as long as he has, but it's getting up there. And so gaming is more passion of mine, even that's on my main channel.
KenDomik, KenDomik TV. My main channel is a food review. I do have a gaming channel, Games TV, and it's only got like 3,800 subscribers, but it's a fun little channel, and a lot of people that really like watching it, so I keep making it. A lot of people keep watching it, I just keep making it, and it takes away from other things that I'm doing, but the people that watch it really appreciate that. So I do have both, which is good. We need both. And the vlog channel.
I'm Cody from the AtlanticCraft. We do mainly Minecraft videos. We have a second channel called the Atlantic Arcade. We have 2 million subscribers on our main channel. And yeah, we've been doing Minecraft parodies, we've been doing Minecraft commentary, and we've also expanded into doing t-shirts. We've had our own gaming company, and we're starting to get into apps and stuff like that.
So ladies and gentlemen, this panel is going to be a little bit different because I want to keep the energy flowing. You know what it's like? It's almost like being lectured for an entire hour, and in that last 15 minutes, then you actually get to stretch your legs and walk up to the microphone. That is not going to happen at this particular panel. What's going to happen is we're going to automatically open that mic up to you. There's going to be a lot of question and answer going on right now. I will discuss a few things. We're going to talk about YouTube. It is YouTube Beyond Gaming. So these gentlemen are going to be able to break that down for you, but I really want you to get involved. Anything that is on your mind that you care to share, that we can answer for you, that is what we are here for, and that is what we are going to do. Is that all right with y'all? You're ready to make that magic happen? This is your panel more than it is ours. All right? For me, YouTube Beyond Gaming, it's easy to break down because, again, I do all the food reviews. Ken does all the food reviews. So outside of gaming, that's what the life actually is. But in reality, YouTube Beyond Gaming is really opening up that, I would say that fortress of avenues for everyone that's currently in this room. Whatever it is that you want to do, It's not just about gaming. It's not just about food. You know, you say you may love, you know, working around the house and building new things. That's what your YouTube channel is going to be about. That's your passion. You love running the Lowe's. You love running the Home Depot. You know, grabbing up the wood, grabbing up the tools, getting in the backyard and banging it out and making and creating masterpieces for all to enjoy. And then you film that. That's what you can talk about. That's your passion. That's what you love. Whereas you, it might be all about aviation. You know what I'm saying? But again, as you break these things down, when it comes to YouTube, you talk about your passion. You talk about what excites you. And you might think for a moment, you know what, just because it excites me, nobody's going to watch it because they don't care about it. Understand that every last individual in this room, you have an audience waiting for you. You know what I'm saying? So they're actually physically sitting there waiting for you to drop something on YouTube. And it doesn't matter how long it is. It could be a minute, it could be 30 seconds, it could be 15 minutes, it can be upwards to an hour. The thing is, individuals are dying for more information. They want to know more, they want to learn more, they want to be able to share experiences with you, and in return, have you speak to them and help them out along the way. So to me, YouTube Beyond Gaming is for everybody to have that open opportunity to make something new, make something unique to them happen directly on YouTube.
Amen. So, most people who have started YouTube channels and around gaming probably started with gaming. It seems to be different with a little bit of both. But a lot of it seems to be that people start with gaming and then either they get burnt out on it or they just think that maybe, you know, it's not what they want to do full time. And that's kind of what happened with me, is that when I started YouTube, there was a lot of vlogging and stuff, but there wasn't a whole lot of real core content in other areas. But as I developed my channel, I do a lot of tech reviews and tech tutorials, and I started integrating some of that into my channel, and it turns out you start looking at the analytics, and that's what people were finding, that's what people were watching. And I think it's pretty important to make sure that if you do experiment with something new, because that's the only way you're ever going to find out if anybody wants to watch it, you see if the audience is there for that. Maybe that's a new channel, maybe that's where your channel goes, that, you know, you start to get into some risky areas, but that can be where you find where you're really going. I ran a gaming channel for a couple of years and it was slow progress, but once I realized, hey, this is the audience that's growing on my channel, and I made the switch at the beginning of 2015 for that to, you know, fully grow, everything went up. And I see that with a lot of channels up there. People just ignore the content that is really doing well with them, even if it's, you know, just something small that they've experimented with. Put a lot more energy into it, and you may find that you get a lot better results from it than you realize.
I started my first channel in 2006, and I did everything from small little productions to skits to cat videos, just trying to find my niche. I did roller coaster reviews, but I live in Canada, so there's only like 2.5 months and one really good theme park to review. So, and I didn't have the money to travel down to the States and do more parks, so that kind of fizzled out. And then throughout all that stuff, I was doing, every once in a while I dropped a food review, and then they started getting more and more. And then once people started requesting things, and I started doing their requests, they kind of branched out after that. I never really got into the gaming because I just heard so many people got flagged videos, and I couldn't afford to lose my channel for doing a video on gaming. So it wasn't until I started seeing more and more gaming that I started putting gaming on my main channel, or started my first channel. And but again, I was terrified to get my channel flagged. But and then once the food videos took off, gaming just took a side over here, and then now it's all food reviews. It was kind of fun watching my main channel. It used to be all at the very top. When you look at your most viewed videos, it was all Minecraft and roller coasters all at the top. Those are my biggest videos. But they've all been pushed right off my main page, and it's all food reviews, which is good, because when somebody comes to my channel, they don't get confused as to what channel they're at. So I went from non-gaming to gaming, and then to food reviews, and that's what stuck, and that's what I've taken off. But I think it's also important to have other channels. So I've got 4 channels. I've got my food review channel, I've got a vlog channel, I've got the gaming channel, and I've got a toy channel. And I just like to see what's going on. I like to play with all this stuff, and it's a lot of fun. But that's my YouTube Beyond Gaming for you.
For me, like when you have your channel, you know, something really comes to your personality. You know, either like how you talk, you're funny, or you know, whatever. You're building your personality pretty much on the channel, and then people really like to see that. So you know, adding the vlog, adding just like vlogging your trip or whatever, adds a different dynamic to your channel. Sometimes you see vlogs on gaming channels just do better than the main videos, because that's what they want to see. They want to see your face. You know, even for like a scary game, you know, you can put yourself in there and show your reactions. You know, it's just not the game. It's you know, it's about yourself and putting yourself out there.
All right, gentlemen, really appreciate you guys sharing that. There's nothing's better than, again, being part of something that's much larger than all of us within the room. So as I say that, I want to actually have you share with me what is that you have going on individually. Because I believe that's the best part of interaction, that's the best part of having any given type of panel, is to be able to interact with the audience. So fine, sir, I would like to start with you, if you wouldn't mind coming to the mic and talking to me.
Whether you have a question or not.
Let's get involved, let's make it happen.
Okay,
Don't embarrass, do not embarrass them. They're not ready for that today.
Oh, embarrass them all you can.
My name is Brendan Smith. My passion, one of my passions is video games, and I started a video game company, Darkshot Studios. We're actually on the exhibit floor right now showing off 2 of our new games. And Steven over here, the 2 of us have a Let's Play channel we do called Playing Backlog. And, so yeah, that's pretty much what we do. We on Darkshot Studios, it's all kinds of multimedia, mobile games, console games, webcomics, animation, all the things. So it's kind of like what you said, it's very well-rounded. Everything we like to do, we like to put something out there in that regard.
And how long ago have you started this company?
I kind of tinkered with game making for about 10 years, but the company itself formed about a year ago. So all of us came together, started doing all the things. Our first game is about 6 months into development, and the second one is about a month. So we're hoping to get something out this year, and then crank out the content from there.
Nice. Gentlemen, do we have any questions for this fine man right here?
So you say you're on the exhibit floor.
Yes.
So you're on the exhibit floor showing your game.
Yes.
I see you all right here. You got to tell me about it.
There's more than just the 4 of us.
Magical staff, you know.
Okay.
There's the whole of us, there's about 25. There are 9 of us that came to this convention. I'm the owner, CEO, and then we got level designer, marketing, and animator. But we have some of our writers, one of our writers down there. We have illustrators and art directors. They're all just, we're doing all the things. So we need everyone on board.
Sounds big.
Very much so.
Yeah, 25 people.
What's one of the games?
Company.
Sorry.
What's the name of the games?
The first game is Roadie. It's coming to PC. It's a 2D side-scroller. You play as a tiny cleaning robot the size of this gap between my fingers, and you run around the house cleaning things and fighting bugs, mites, and whatnot. The second game is a mobile game called Faceplant. You play as a biker, and you get launched off of your bike, and you have to travel as far as possible by bouncing off the ground with your face.
Nice.
Excellent.
I love that.
Really appreciate you. Now listen, I can go on all day. And I don't want anybody to feel forced to come to that mic, but is there anyone else here that wants to talk about that YouTube life or their company, which is beyond gaming or inclusive to gaming? Anybody care to share?
I will.
Let's make it happen. All right, come on down.
I told you I would. So my passion, I'm into IT. So basically all the hardware that all of y'all build your stuff on, I support it. So what I'm trying to do for my son, who wants to have his own YouTube channel, I can build anything. I mean, I can bring up any server, bring any bandwidth, whatever I need for him. But we're trying to make that transition. I can't help him say, this is what you should name your YouTube channel. This is the content. I mean, I can make up content all day long. I mean, you could do a show about what really goes on with IT behind the scenes, which y'all don't see, you know. Why is this user doing that? That guy's weird, you know. So and so on. So that's what we're trying to do. That's why we're here. And you know, trying to get some of the ideas from you guys. I mean, I see you carry your cameras around all the time. I saw you walk in and do this. How do you handle when you go into some place and they go, why do you have that camera? Turn that off. Don't look at me. Why are you doing that? How do you all handle that? And you know, I'm going to sit down. I'm old.
Well, I mean, if you vlog, it was kind of weird for me vlogging the first time. But you just need to kind of shut everybody out. You know, you can kind of take a look at what's going on around, but people are looking at you funny. You know, it's just ignore them. You know, it's usually when I do vlogs, the other half of the channel, Joe, we're able to just bounce off each other and commentate off of each other. So it's less awkward, I guess, vlogging with somebody else. But yeah, you just gotta mainly ignore other people. And as for like your channel name and stuff, what I would do is you should probably figure out what you want to do for the channel, and then kind of base it on that and have a theme with structure, and then kind of make the name from there.
Vlogging in public. The first few times was very awkward. But remember when people first started getting those little earpieces for their phone, and they'd be walking down the street, blah, 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 and you're like, walk by. It's the same thing. They just ignore everybody else around them. When I'm in public places, I'll try to keep it down so I don't try to show as many people as possible, just because you might get that one person that somehow finds out that they're in your video, they don't want to be in your video. I don't think they can actually say anything I don't think they can give you a strike if I'm walking down the street and they just happen to walk by and then they find out they're in a video and then they try to flag my video. I don't think they can get away with that. But if I was talking about something specific and then I so happened to have this gentleman behind me and I was kind of indicating that he's not a bad person or whatever, then he can flag it and have my video taken down. But I don't think people just in general can flag your video when you're walking around in public. And I do that every day. And it doesn't faze me. A lot of people don't even know that I'm vlogging, especially with this camera. They just think that I'm talking on a phone, so they have no idea.
And that's the beauty of using smartphones for that, is because I've had that happen in stores a couple times, as people look at you funny, but it's a smartphone, so all you gotta do is flip it back around. If you want to be like super secretive about it, just flip it back around and you're just using your phone. Or I often take pictures of products I want to buy in a store or that I want to learn more about, so it just kind of looks like that. And it's pretty easy to just brush it off, and maybe the employee thinks you're talking to yourself, but not a big deal. If they think you're crazy, they're gonna not bother you anymore and ask you to help.
I'm waiting for somebody to say, students, you can't videotape in here, and all I'm going to say is I'm conferencing with my wife. I don't want what to buy, and then they'll, what can they do? It's like, I'm in your store, I'm going to buy something, that's off.
For me, vlogging in public, I guess I'm just kind of used to it. It's pretty much as if I'm already talking to myself, which I'm always doing inside of my vehicle anyway. When I'm doing food reviews, I am the man screaming into a camera with individuals parked on either side of me at any given time. All of our windows are down, and it's almost as if they're part of my video, even though they're in their car. They just stop, they're looking in. So it's already, they're already part of that flow. So now that, I jumped on Periscope, I'm just walking around with my phone, it's high in the air. I'm already 6'5", there's no way to hide me vlogging anywhere I go. All right, and you're gonna see it. You're gonna see the hand, no matter how far back or wherever it may be. And literally, I black out everything around me. I always feel like I'm by myself. I could be in a crowd of, 100,000 individuals, I'll still feel alone. While I'm doing this vlogging, I just go inside of my own head. And then the moment it's over, then I realize everybody's around me again. It's crazy, but I've been doing it for over 5.5 years now, just talking directly into a camera. To the point that whatever new service they decide to come out with, if it's inclusive to my cell phone or if it's me walking around with the camera, it's going to be the same reaction for me. And it might be strange to those around me, but as individuals are starting to learn more about social media and learning about these live streaming services, they're starting to understand this is just part of a lifestyle for this particular individual. They're going to tune into it one way or another. They may actually hate YouTube, or they may not care much for Twitch, but eventually they're going to tune in. They're going to end up watching it. If it's through their children or through their friends, one way or another, they're going to end up watching the video. And they're like, you know what, I didn't like it at first, but I'm starting to like it just a little bit right now. And as we all know, like eventually turns into love. So, you know, that's exactly how I feel about, you know, vlogging out in public. Cody, let me ask you. Now, I know you're all about that Minecraft life, right? Yep. So, it is, you know, YouTube outside of gaming. And I never ever say to leave that Minecraft life because, you know, the folks wouldn't like that too much, not even a little bit. But if by chance you were to start another channel, what type of channel would you be in?
Well, we started our second channel, the Atlantic Arcade. It's just pretty much all games. But yeah, I do kind of feel sometimes the vlogs are a little, they take up too much. I don't want to take away from the Minecraft videos or take away from the gaming videos on my second channel. But I potentially could start a vlogging channel. I mean, I know the Diamond Minecraft, Dan TVM, he started his vlogging channel. Sky's Minecraft started his vlogging channel. And that, you know, you have your vlogs on your main channel, and then people, they still want to know more about you. I mean, there's Drama Lives, you know, those are so popular on YouTube because people love to learn about YouTubers in their real life. So, you know, potentially making a second channel, or a third channel, with just more vlogs, less professional, you know, just more of like going around what day of life, Cody, or whatever, you know, something like that, you know, just going around doing your daily stuff.
Interesting. Now, Ken, I know you have a vlog channel already. I know you do your thing on a consistent basis. For individuals that might actually be interested in vlogging, or maybe nervous about the vlogging lifestyle and bringing individuals that they do not know into their personal lives, what kind of advice would you give them?
Don't think you're not interesting, because somebody will find you interesting. It blows my mind right now that I'm getting like 2,000, within the 24-hour period of launching a vlog, I get like 2,000 views, and it just, wow, 2,000 people actually watched my 30-minute video and of me driving to wherever in Toronto or coming here. Like I'm vlogging this, and people are like emailing me, where's the vlog? We want to know what you guys are doing right now. So, and Periscope is amazing too. We have to find out how to get that Periscope into the YouTube, or I guess they can work together. I guess you can use your Periscope to get people onto your vlog. Just give them like certain amount of information on your Periscope, and then they have to find out the rest of the information on your vlog channel. Because you want them mainly on your YouTube channel.
So, what is Periscope?
We'll get you on that before we leave. Periscope is a live streaming app. Or do you know what it is, or you just want me to tell
Well, I kind of have an idea, yeah.
Okay. So basically, it's, I can just turn my Periscope on, type in a title, I'm on the panel right now, and then hit go, and all of a sudden people that already follow me on Periscope, they get a warning saying that I'm on, or a notification. Maybe a warning. Ken's live right now, and it comes through their Twitter, so it's Twitter bought this software, and all of a sudden it'll start showing all the people something to come on, and then I can start my live stream. And so, like Dame said, like last night we went out to dinner, and we had 15 minutes to kill, so he started walking around Pier 21, hey guys, blah, 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 you know, and all the people are like, because we're trying to figure out where to go, because there's like 17 restaurants in that one spot, and some of them were like an hour and a half wait, so he was just like asking people if possibly live in the area, instantaneous information as opposed to, you know, vlogging all day, going home, editing, putting it up, you know, hours after the stuff's happened. You can do it right now with your Periscope. So just before you launch a video, you can actually go online. And what I do sometimes is I tease them too. While I'm editing, I'll find a really good outtake, and I'll actually Periscope the outtake. Say, hey guys, the video's coming out in 2 hours. You know, let me know what you think, and it just kind of helps drive people over there. Did I answer the question?
Yeah, no, we appreciate that. Thank you.
See, right now I just got a nuisance follower.
That's what it's all about. All right, there we go.
I'm up to 5. No, I'm just kidding.
Vlogging lifestyle for you? I mean, are you about the vlogging lifestyle, or are you interested in it?
I do some vlogging. My big advice for it would be not to, it sounds silly, but not to apologize for like what you're doing in the video or the quality of it. Because like you said, never think that you're boring. And it seems, especially with some of the younger crowd, it seems there's a tendency to apologize for like, oh, I'm sorry, my camera's shaky or something like that. And I can promise you, most people in the entire world will deal with watching your shaky camera as long as you're not pointing it out. Like as long as you don't mention it, it's not going to be a huge problem. And same thing with like your dog barking. And I used to do that all the time. Like when I was younger, because I started YouTube in like 2008. when I'd record something, I'd be, there'd be like a dog bark and I'd apologize for it. And then suddenly 90% of your video is you like pointing out the flaws. And that's not fun to watch, but if you just let it in there or integrate it in your video, it can be a funny point or it can just be something that nobody really notices. And so just let things happen instead of trying to apologize for imperfections.
Before I break down my vlog life, because we're back to the interactive side where you get excited once more to come on down to the mic stand. Do I have anybody in the room that's about the vlog life or interested in vlogging? My man, would you come on down and share with us?
You can just yell it from there.
Yeah, whatever's easy.
Yeah, I think everybody can hear me. But yes, I am. Why,
So what would you like to know about vlogging?
And I don't know if any of you do this, because I'm not sure, I haven't really seen a lot, but what I've seen of yours is just kind of all in your car, and there's not a whole lot of cut edits and jumps and things like that, but I do see, like, Lamar Wilson has, real sharp edits that he does, and they're really good, and jump cuts, very well done. And so Eric TV 365, it's like they do like a whole day. And so he's like in his car, and then his wife is doing her cakes, and the cupcakes and everything, and the boys are, and so like he cuts all this, and it's like getting started just seems so daunting, and just getting that first one out there. And so that's where I am right now with mine. It's like I've got things that I could put on video, but
put it on there. Don't not put it out because you think it's bad.
I mean, you'll learn as you go, and those jump edits, I'm still learning. People have short attention spans. I mean, it could be like a popular app, and then next week it'll be out, So like even videos, you want quick pace, don't want to go too long. That's kind of that style. There is longer ones where people kind of discuss stuff and, talk with you, talking to the camera as they're talking to you, and they can discuss more. But then there's the jump edits. Which, for a gaming channel, we like to do the jump edits. I mean, even if we're building something in Minecraft, we'll jump edit. We don't really like to. We mainly have a children audience, so they can get bored sometimes. So yeah, the jump edit's a pretty good tool.
It's like hockey. If you don't shoot at the net, you're not going to score. So same with YouTube. If you don't put your video on, nobody's going to watch it. Just take out the boring stuff, and not necessarily what you think is boring too, because there's been some times where I've had no time to literally go through a really long clip and edit out some of the crap because I'm, here or whatever. So I'll actually just kind of quickly go through it, edit it out, put it up there, and then I get all these really funny comments of, oh my gosh, I can't believe you left that in there, and so I get all these comments on stuff that I probably would have taken out the first time. And one time I was doing a travel vlog to, I don't know where I was going, and I was coming up to an intersection, so I put the camera down, and then I picked the camera up, and I'm like, in my brain I was thinking, oh, I'll edit that out later, but then I forgot to, and so I kept coming back saying, what's my thing that I say? And we're back, right? And then I did like 4 takes, but I forgot to take the takes out. And so actually when I met you, I was in a hotel and I was getting all these comments on my phone, and I had a couple beers, so I was like, what is they talking about? So I had to like watch my own vlog to find out what they're talking about, and of course I was just dying laughing when I realized I left all these stupid clips and I was supposed to take it. So sometimes you leave things in and see what happens. And you'll probably get comments on the things that you thought you should have taken it out.
We did that once, like, I was doing like a mod showcase and I just left me like belching. I was embarrassed, but then people were like laughing, so I was like, all right, I can stay up,
It's a natural function.
That's vlog life, The moments in your life, good, bad, or indifferent, you're sharing it with the world. They appreciate you that much more because you're sharing it. And even though you feel like it may be a lot, and you don't know where to cut it, you don't have to know where to cut it. It is life, it is in motion, and they're watching it. And whether it's for 5 minutes, 15 minutes, whether it's for a half hour, they're tuned in. There's individuals that will remain tuned in and then look forward to your next vlog. So whatever information that you have, don't hold that information. You've already made the first start by thinking this is what you want to do. You did move number 1. That was step number 1, you made that happen. Now step number 2 is getting it out there. The way your jump cuts are, it's going to be however you feel about that moment. You're watching the moment happen, you might want to stop at a particular point and then go off into something else. You may find yourself swimming, playing basketball, whatever the case may be, but you're taking about moments in your life. That's what they're tuning in for. There is no way to go wrong with that. You don't make a mistake. It's vlogging. There is no mistakes to be made. It is your house. Your YouTube is your house. You are letting them in your house. There's a welcome mat that is invisible, but they all see it. That's that vlog life.
Just be careful what is around your house when you're vlogging. When people mail me stuff, I like to tell people on my vlog, you know, so-and-so mailed me some fan mail, whatever. First couple times, I luckily caught it through editing and realized I put either other people's address or my address on there, and it's not usually my address because I have a P.O. box. So now as soon as I get mail, I put a piece of white tape over their mailing address, even when it's on my desk. Like people see, they don't, I'm vlogging myself, but people, I would say 90% of the time comment on what's around me. You know, they comment on my carpet, or my house is messy, or, you know, how do you hang those bottles from the ceiling? Because we don't have a whole lot of space around, so we put the water bottles when they're empty up on the ceiling, because we have hooks in the laundry room, and people thought they were full of water. Hey, it's a great idea to put your water bottles up there. I'm like, no, yours is empty. Anyway.
I have a wild question for you gentlemen. Ready for this one?
That's ready.
What scares you about YouTube?
I'd say the biggest thing that would scare me about YouTube is uploading it and nobody seeing it. And it's generally an irrational fear, because pretty much no matter what you upload, unless YouTube itself breaks, which will happen quite often, as you'll find out, but somebody will see it. As he said, you know, there's always people out looking for your content. So even if it's, you know, if you just start a channel, no, there's not, you know, as soon as you upload, it's not just going to suddenly bring in all the views. But somebody's going to come across it, and then they're going to sit there and wait for more. And it's scary to think, okay, I'm going to upload this, and maybe nobody will see it, and maybe sub boxes will be broken. But you can pretty much always rest assured that as long as you share it with a friend, they're going to share it. Someone's going to watch it, but that's what scares me most, is just thinking that one day the soapboxes will just turn off. Nobody will see it.
My biggest fear of YouTube is just ending. That'd be devastating. I've had nightmares of that, and I don't think it will ever end, hopefully. It's taking over television right now, so I'm hoping that we're in this vortex that's being sucked up, and we're just going along for the ride. At this, I guess, pioneer stage of YouTube and entertainment. So, like, none of my family watches TV anymore. Everybody watches YouTube videos or whatever. So, I'm hoping that that it keeps continuing like that. And again, my biggest fear is YouTube not functioning tomorrow morning. Somebody sells it and then folds it in or something. But hopefully, something else will be there to replace it.
Well, yeah, there's a lot of different fears you can have. I mean, one I have is like becoming irrelevant. You know, there's so many new things that come out, and you just want to stay on top. You know, I'm constantly working. I'm constantly on my phone. It's like a 24/7 job, because you're always looking for that next big thing. And you know, I'm always worried if I'm going to disappoint people. I don't know how this video did, and when I see that feedback, you know, that's a sign of relief that, you know, hey, you did well, or, you know, but as for like videos doing well and people receiving them well, you might have like 100 nice comments, and then that one bad one will stick out, and you'll just stick on that one bad comment. Right? Yeah, the people around you, the nice comments around that, you know, you don't really see those. So you know, you always try to please everybody, but you really can't.
Yeah, my biggest fear for YouTube is not having access to YouTube. You know, that's my voice to the people. And my thing is all about entertainment. It's all about bringing the smiles, bringing the laughs, bringing energy. And of course I can do that, you know, by myself at home and of course with the family. But I've gotten so used and accustomed to bringing it to everybody else. Individuals that know nothing about what it is that I do, they know nothing about me. But for that first time interaction, you know, that's everything to me. And just to not have access to that would actually be my fear when it comes to YouTube. And I know what a lot of individuals often wonder is about collaborations. And a lot of individuals where, you know, you're like, well, you know, I'll never be able to collab with this particular channel because this particular channel is so large and I'm just getting started and they'll never notice me. Gentlemen, let me ask you, because I already know what it is for myself. For myself, I will collab with any size channel. I don't care. My reality is the simple fact that you just have to have that passion, that love for what it is that you do. You know what I'm saying? I'm inside my vehicle. I always have space for another individual. If I'm out in your particular neck of the wood and you watch my social media and you see an Instagram picture pop up at a location, it's like 5 minutes from your house, and you're like, dang, I'll be there within 5 minutes. Come on in. Come on in. Let me know your foodie fan. It's going to happen. And I'm going to allow you to shout out your channel. And then I'm going to publish your channel right up on my channel. And then my viewers are going to slide to your channel and see what you have going on. But your passion has to be there. When I'm watching your content, I need to know that you have to make me believe that whatever it is that you're promoting, whatever it is that you're doing, it is something that you love. Because what it is that I do is something that I love. You know, it's almost like a tennis match. We have to be able to play off of each other right well to get that collaboration going. So gentlemen, I ask you, does it make a difference the size of the channels that you actually collaborate with?
To me, size doesn't matter as long as you're actively making videos. I have a friend who actually runs a channel that mainly does collab videos. Like every video is essentially a collab with a new person. And he has a lot of people who will come up and want to collab with them and then never post another video again. And something like that would bother me. But as far as channel size, as long as you're enjoying what you're doing and clearly into it, not going to bother me.
Collaborations, I've worked with people with 100 subscribers. I've worked with people with 500,000 subscribers. And 1 million, I think. 2 million. Anyway, so what I do is I look at their channel. If somebody privately emails me and says, can we do a collab together, I look at their channel, see if they're active, if they're constantly putting up videos, passionate about what they do, and if it fits. One of the things I just kind of discovered in the last 6 months, because I went out and did a West Coast food tour, I did a food tour out on the East Coast, and what I noticed was a lot of the people, like collaborations are great because people love Dame and people love me. Sometimes they don't like either of us, but when they see us together, in these video collabs, doing stuff together, like, oh crap, we're friends. And it makes that stronger. When I went out to the West Coast, started working with all those guys, and I'd come back home, edit all those videos, put them up, and wait for all the subscribers to start pouring in, and nothing would happen. I'm like, what's going on? It's because all the people that were watching their stuff already watched my stuff and vice versa. So a couple times, we just did a video collab with Dame, Reckless Eating, and me when we were at VidCon. And I think in one day, my subscribers like just jumped. So it's like going along normal and then jumped to about 600 new subscribers, which is really cool because that's not usually what happens when I collab with other food people. So what I'm trying to do too now is not only build up my family of foodies, but I'm also trying to reach out to gamers, because gamers eat, and it'd be kind of cool. It would be kind of cool to have gamers in my car. Take me out to where your favorite places to eat. What is your favorite thing to eat? Because your subscribers would want to know that, right? So it'd be kind of cool to start having different types of people in my car that aren't foodies, but find out what he likes to eat when he's going driving around, right? That would be kind of fun, and it'd benefit both of our channels, because people that watch his stuff might not ever know there's even food stuff out there. Everybody knows there's gaming out there, but through my channel, a lot of people like watching me, but they might want to see him now, right? So that's how I work it out. It doesn't matter how big the channel is, as long as you're passionate, like you said, and as long as you're active, because there's nothing. People have contacted me and said, hey, can you want to collab? Like, well, look, they got 2 videos. The last one they put up was 6 months ago. I was like, yeah, it's not going to happen. But they have to be active, and it has to work.
Well, mainly Joe and I, when we started the channel, we haven't really introduced too many other people, like other collabs and stuff. So when we do introduce somebody, it really doesn't matter the channel size. It's really hard to get to know other YouTubers. Usually they have their own thing going on. But at these events, I met so many cool YouTubers. The Late Games, their Minecraft channel, and they have like 20,000 subs. But they're the coolest guys ever. I met them and the Iron Mango and a few other guys. And potentially we could do stuff with them. We like to make sure the person is kid friendly for our Minecraft channel, and that they are active. They do quality content and stuff. But yeah, it really doesn't matter the channel size. It's just a matter of like, knowing somebody, and we usually have a lot of stuff on our plate, so we can't always do collabs or vice versa for the other person.
And don't always try to collab with the big guys, because then there's a bit of a stigma pointing to you, like what do obviously we know what you're trying to do. If you're always trying to help small people and you're always trying to get big people to help you, then it's a nice balance. So always reach down and help people up, and hopefully the big people will also reach down and help you up.
Yeah, I mean, in the Minecraft community, sometimes a bigger YouTuber will do a video about a smaller channel and get a crazy amount of subscribers. But as soon as they stop doing videos with that bigger person, then that's when the subscribers will leave, because usually they like the bigger YouTuber, or the smaller YouTuber. They want they're just getting to know them. Maybe they don't like them without the bigger YouTuber videos. So that's something to take note of. When you build your subscribers by yourself, that's a dedicated, loyal fan base that will stick with you.
All right, this is when I come back to the audience, to the people that make these panels happen. Now, how many of you currently have a channel where you are interested in doing a collaboration, and you might happen to have a question, or you want to work with somebody on the panel? Anybody out there? Come on, bring it back onto the mic.
You just got 50 new emails.
So what would your question be about collaborations?
Not really, I was just, yeah.
Are you interested in working with somebody?
Absolutely, anybody. Well, lots of people, yes.
Lots of individuals?
Because I'm a firm believer in the power of people. That's how I got my company to where they are today, is working with people and building friendships and alliances and whatnot. Make friends, don't worry about tearing down rivals or what have you. So, as far as a question about collab, what would you consider to be too soon as far as collab?
It's never too soon. The thing is, when it comes to collaborations, it's when you know who it is that you want to work with. Sometimes you don't even know. Sometimes it comes from left field. You didn't even know you want to work with the individual. They just happen to come to you and like, hey, listen, I have this channel, this is what I'm trying to do. I put a lot of work into my channel, X amount of videos, go ahead and check it out, get back to me. And your schedule sometimes gets a little hectic. You end up checking this channel out a little bit later, but then you always want to make sure you still reach back to the individual. So when it comes to when you want to make something happen, you put it out there. You put it out there on a limb. I mean, to this day, I still reach out to other channels like, hey, listen, I like what I see and I like what you have going on. I would like to be a part of that, or I would like to actually help you out. Here's my email, get back to me. And that's how things happen. I just found out recently, the Barbecue Pit Boys, they live nearby me. And I always thought that they were down south somewhere, that they're not. And we linked up. It was off the cuff, a quick meet and greet. And even the meet and greet ended up being a collab. It was really just a meet and greet. And I was able to make it into like a vlog collab. And then, towards the end of the video, I just let individuals know we're gonna be doing a full collab, soon, upcoming. So get ready for it, get excited about it. But here it is, a group of individuals that I've been watching on YouTube. I mean, those are, the forefathers of knocking down the barbecue game, something proper on YouTube. And I've been watching them, and now I had the opportunity to work with them. I always get excited about whoever it is that I work with, because again, that passion is everything. The energy has to be there. And then when you link up with individuals, sometimes it may work out, and sometimes it may not work out. But the thing is, you went out there to make it happen. You already took that first step. As you stand before us, you already made that first step, letting us know you want to make it happen. So I wish you the best of success in everything you do.
Thank you. Thank you. I kind of, if you don't mind, have a question for you guys. Do you have like a dream collab, something that, top of the wish list, someone you really like to work with?
I want to sit in Dame's car and eat some fruit salad.
5 guys.
5 guys.
That's how it started.
You're next.
All right, so the individual I believe I would actually like to work with next. Let me see. Wow. It's crazy, that was a real smooth question too. I never really
Don't let anything away.
Yeah. I didn't come back to you.
Okay, we'll come back to it. Two people that mostly request me to go and do a collab with, which is LA Beast and Furious Pete. Furious Pete, we were supposed to collab 2 different times, and both times something tragic happened in his life, and it just kind of postponed it. I just went on one of his periscopes recently and just said, hi, how's it going? While the periscope was going, he noticed my comment, and he actually said on his periscope, oh yeah, Ken, we got to get together. And so he wants to get together, which is great, and he lives like an hour away from me, so we bumped into each other a few times in the past, and we just never got time to collab, so it was nice to actually happen sometime, and definitely LA Beast. Those, of course, I hit my first burst right here last year in New York. That started the whole ball rolling with the collabs.
As of right now, I really collab with a good few people throughout the 3 years. We've been doing the AtlanticCraft YouTube channel, and one person who noticed us after a month and a half of starting, Sky Minecraft. We got to do like 1 or 2 videos with him, so that was pretty surreal when we did that. And yeah, as for right now, I don't really know if anyone would ever want to, but yeah, his name's come up and my way changed.
All right, I got one person. It took me a minute. I'm gonna blame it on old age. That's what I'm gonna do. I don't know, but I definitely want to collab with Boogie2988. That's my man right there, and literally.
You had a chance.
Well, I know, but we're doing something entirely different out there.
Yeah,
so I didn't even see him after that first day.
Oh, okay.
We're just on opposite ends of madness. But his level of energy that he puts into his videos, I don't know if you've seen him. If you haven't, be sure to check him out, because he has that split personality. He has that second character that comes off Francis that rages about everything. And that's that energy, that's that level of passion that I'm talking about. So to have him with me inside of a vehicle and us going crazy over anything, I know that video in itself will just bring in individuals even into the YouTube community that didn't even really know about YouTube, but their energy is going to shoot straight outside of YouTube, that they're going to have to come into the house of YouTube. And that's definitely what I'll end up working with. Yeah, that's my man right there. Definitely. But does anybody have any questions? Questions in general. I mean, it could be about YouTube. It doesn't necessarily have to be about YouTube, but anything that's on your mind that you care to share. Are you hungry? I mean, whatever. Let's talk about it.
We have a question?
Yeah, oh man.
We have 2 questions.
Hey guys, one question about, you're talking about having different YouTube channels, and you're also on different forms of social media. What do you guys think about porting over audiences from one to another? Like if you start a really popular channel and you decide to start another one, obviously you're back at 0. Or if you're on Twitter and you want to move over to Instagram or something like that, between mediums and between individual channels on that medium.
My biggest thing is to make sure at this point in time, you jump on everything. I mean, you always remember graduating 8th grade and going into freshman year and starting at the bottom, though you may have been at the apex in 8th grade, like everybody loved you, and in freshman year, nobody loved you except a few friends that you brought over with you. Yeah, everybody else is looking at you like, oh, that's the new freshman right there, and we'll take care of him or her on Friday. That's usually how that worked out for us. But over time, you're able to build the relationships again. You're able to gain your status back once again. That's how it works with social media. You step into something, whether you're leaving out of Twitch, YouTube, you're going over to Instagram, or you're adding it to the social media flow, you're going to start at the bottom. But as you tell individuals that you're as excited as you are, starting something new, and they're going to start following you, and then they're going to also bring their friends. You always make sure straight across the board, you keep all of your social media just as entertaining, with just as much energy that you currently have going on Twitch, or that you may currently have going on YouTube. And that's how I'm closing.
Cool, thank you.
Well, yeah, like the main deal with like your social media and stuff, you pretty much have your own advertisement. You can, if you have 100,000 followers, you have 1,000, that's 1,000 people you can advertise to. And if you release something new, mention it here and there again, and keep pushing that or whatever. You don't really want to keep away from my YouTube channel. I don't want to do 5 videos on, hey, I got a second thing. One video you should do it, mention it here and there, and you can all on board. And make sure you stay active. You don't want to have 5 different things and you only upload one a week on each. YouTube is like the everything you want to do and stuff, or even Instagram. I try to do at least 1 to 2 Instagram photos a day, and then it like snowballs. More videos, everybody checks in each day.
I have about 10 to 15 social medias. So at the end of every one of my videos, I have all those buttons that you would see on a smartphone, all on the bottom, showing me what I'm on. There are people that hate Facebook. There are people that hate Twitter. There are people that hate Periscope. But there are the people that love their Flickr. So I post everything and let them choose, just because you gotta please everybody. So that's why I do it. And some people get a little bit angry, especially when I started the Periscopes, I got an email saying, why do you YouTubers push this stuff on us? And it was just one comment, but it's the one I remember because I was like, I'm not pushing you on anything. This is a new thing, and if you want to watch live stuff, go ahead. If you just want to watch my food videos, then go watch my food videos. So my food channel has 240,000 subscribers, but my vlog channel only has 12,000. And a lot of my people that watch my vlog channel, they're like, why doesn't this have more video subscribers? Because they're missing out on all this cool content. I'm like, some people just want to see me eat food. That's it. And that's why I had to move my vlogs off my main channel, because I wasn't vlogging every day at that point in time, and it would just happen. I'm busy. It would just happen. Yeah, so I just gotta do everything to please everybody, right? So.
My favorite thing with setting up new channels is actually the opposite flow of like traffic. Because typically once you start doing something new, you end up having to move it to another channel once it gets so big. And frankly, to me, nothing's more kind of rewarding feeling than having somebody comment on one of your side channels, your side projects, and be like, oh, I had no clue you did this. That was on like your main thing. And that's happened quite a few times because I've had a couple different channels for a bunch of different things. And when they realize like I have this main tech channel too, they're like, oh, holy crap, I didn't even know about this. And so knowing that you're building separate audiences that aren't just feeding off of your main audience, once that starts to happen, that ends up being really, really cool. And so that's what I like about setting up side projects, is getting those separate bases who can then just kind of crisscross between your channels and end up growing everything at once instead of just having this one channel that just sends subscribers to a couple extras.
Cool, thanks guys.
In your opinion, what are like good collaboration videos to do with gaming and outside of gaming?
Themes work really well if you can make them feel natural. And of course, since I'm on the spot, I'm going to have trouble coming up with an example. But for like a food review, like we were talking about right before the panel started, like if we could find some way to make a food specific to a gaming situation that's really easy to eat while you're gaming, that would be a kind of cool cross collab between gaming and their food reviews of having a collab partner and reviewing that way. And so coming up with a theme that involves one of the things. So like if you're, instead of eating food, if you're making food, make a character cake, make something related to that subject, and really use what they call tentpole events, but just like big events that happen related, like if a new game comes out, make a vlog about that game. If you go to the midnight release, vlog it, Periscope it, find other people that are talking about it, that kind of stuff. Don't focus too much on don't focus too much on involving gameplay so much as just talking about the games themselves.
Go ahead.
In your opinion, what are good collaboration ideas to do when you're collabing with someone like inside of gaming and outside of gaming?
You want to find something that would work for both of the channels. It's definitely different. It'd be like never meeting somebody, or you just meet somebody for the first time, and it might be a bit awkward. Still need to get to know the person. So before you do a collab, be like, hey, let's play League of Legends, hey, let's play Rocket League or something, some cool game, and just get to know the person. Because it could be awkward. It's just like you gotta get to know the person first. So find something that can work with both your dynamic. You become friends, or one collab you've done.
One of the things I learned doing the West Coast food tour was do one collab a day, because I like to get to sit down with a person for like 2 hours beforehand. So the first time I met Dane, we sat outside Cracker Barrel. I just had finished doing a video for my own channel, and then Dame met up with me at the Cracker Barrel. And we just sat on the Cracker Barrel chairs and talked for about an hour and a half to 2 hours, which made us bond a little bit before we actually sat in a car together and did. And nobody ever said anything about us looking uncomfortable. When I went to Chicago a couple months ago, I did a video with Wheezy Waiter, and a lot of people said it looked awkward. So, and it was because he literally showed up at the restaurant, we bought the pizza, sat in my car, ate it, and then he left because he was just really busy, and that's all the time we had. So I've discovered that if you're going to sit in a car, in my situation, if I'm going to sit in a car with somebody, I need to get to know them better so we can learn each other's mannerisms a little bit maybe and not get that awkwardness. So like these guys all said, it's got to work. You got to find something that puts it together.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. I mean, regardless of whoever it is that you want to work with, you want to make sure that level of comfort is definitely there. Even when it comes down to gaming, just because of the natural conversation that's going to happen. You know, there's games out there that you love, an individual you collaborate with also loves this game. That conversation is going to have a very different level of energy when you're going back and forth, having that tennis match conversation, and then the individuals watching it are going to be just as engaged as you are talking about the game while playing it. So definitely want to make sure you have that regular conversation off the gaming scale, whether it's through Skype, a telephone conversation, whatever the case may be. But you know, just try to build that friendship so you can understand what it's going to be once you get together and do that collaboration.
Thank you.
I've noticed the cameras that you have. What kind are they?
Canon Vixia Mini X. So it's their latest camera. I believe it was on $399 if I'm not mistaken. Definitely shoots in 1080 HD. You're going to get the high quality, and it's the type of camera where you can just slide it in your pocket, very much similar that you do with your cell phones. You know, it's nothing that's extremely bulky. It's nothing that you have to carry on your shoulder. It had its own little tripod stand, and Canon needs to send me a check for just breaking that down for me. I'm just messing with you, man, but that's what it is. I love the camera personally.
Yeah, I was watching Matthew Santoro, and it looked like he was using a GoPro, but he kept looking above the GoPro. I'm thinking, well, there's no monitor on top of the GoPro, so either he's got some attachment that he put on there or whatever, and then somebody, when I asked him on one of his videos, one of his subscribers commented back saying it's the Vixia, so I went out and bought one immediately because it's just, this is the best little camera, like he said, very portable, really easy, high quality, sounds great. It's a good camera.
Thank you.
Yeah.
What's a good way for like your first YouTubing channel whenever you start gaming that I should do?
Repeat the question for me?
Like for my first YouTube channel that I plan on starting soon, like when it comes to gaming, what should I kind of do?
Figure out what you enjoy best, because
I do a lot of shooter games and all that.
That's a great place to start. You don't want to get yourself trapped into a single game that you're going to get burnt out on. I've done that quite a few times. You've got to really think about yourself in terms of, are you going to be able to focus on that type of game or a specific game for a long period of time? But as long as if you're into shooter games and you like playing all the new ones and stuff, just keep making videos about them, talk about the new ones, even if you're not playing the new ones. You know, you don't have to be at E3 getting footage of the newest game. If you're just talking about it, people are going to want to hear what you have to say about it. And so just share your thoughts on it and make sure it's something that you're not going to get burnt out on in 2 weeks, and have fun with it.
Thank you.
Definitely do what you like, and also listen to your subscribers. So put a video up for 10 minutes and say, hey guys, do you think, you know, at the very end of your video, do you guys like this 10-minute video? Do you want me to go longer? Do you want me to be shorter? You know, and listen and read the comments. Ignore the hate. Just go through and find all the constructive criticism and use it, because they'll appreciate that you listen to them, and actually shout them out saying, you know, so-and-so told me to, so all these people told me to start making 15-minute videos, so I'm going to start doing 15-minute videos. They'll appreciate the shout out, and they'll get more involved in your channel. So keep listening.
Thank you very much.
I know we're just about out of time, but I have just a real quick question about coordinating. You know, this is more kind of, I guess, around branding, but coordinating across the social media and across, because right now my Twitter is one thing, and you know, I just started another one because now on YouTube, you know, we kind of developed a brand with the family, and so all these people that know me here on Twitter don't know me here on Twitter. And it's like, how do we start to integrate those different identities so that I can, you know, make sure that the one that I want to go with is actually the one that everyone knows, I guess.
Well, this is something that I've done because when I started DaymDrops on YouTube, somebody jumped the gun and they were extremely smart, made sure that they got the website name, DaymDrops, so www.DaymDrops.com was already taken. They tried to sell it back to me for $3,500. I do recall that. And even on Twitter, I set up 2 accounts. I messed up my first one. But it was originally, you know, at DaymDrops, and then my Instagram was @DaymDrops. But then now Instagram is Dame_drops, Twitter is @DaymDrops. And it does make it difficult for individuals to find you unless it's always the same straight across the board. So what I was able to do on Twitter for the individuals that also go over to Instagram, just the bolded name, I was able to change. It still says @DameDrops, but the bolded name now says IG, you know, to call it then Dame_drops. Let them know on Instagram, it's not just DameDrops, all one word, but it's Dame_drops. And I was actually able to leverage out, you know, the followers by doing that, because it made it easier for them to follow me on Instagram. So I don't know what you guys have been doing, but I just know when it comes to, you know, branding yourself and you start building that following, it's so much easier for them to follow you all under one name, because that's how they're going to look for you automatically.
And the big thing is just making sure you're keeping the links consistent in your videos. Just making sure, you know, if you're making videos about it, make sure even at the end, just say, hey, by the way, we're on Twitter, Facebook, whatever. You don't got to try to spell out the names, just link them down below. People, if they want to find you, they'll read your descriptions. You can add them to your little YouTube banner. And so as long as you have them linked places, it doesn't matter what they're named, because people will be able to find it as long as you make it available. And that's the big thing, it's just making sure they all link to each other.
I think I lucked out when I got my avatar done, and it was just before my YouTube channel, my big YouTube channel took off. And so from there, every social media got the same avatar right across the board. So my branding is right pretty much across every single social media that I have. So they can see the avatar, they recognize the avatar before anything else. And now a lot of people associate my real name with my channel name, which is really good too, because then they can search. There's KB Productions TV, sometimes they're like, KB what? But sometimes they can search KenDomik.
That's how I had mine, so that's what I did.
Or if you type in McGangbang, the McDonald's burger it's a secret menu item, that's how I can tell people to find me. I say, just type in McGangbang, do a search for that. And my video comes up to the very top, it's great.
That may get some interesting.
It's a good burger, it's only $2.
For like Instagram, you know, somebody actually took the AtlanticCraft. Joe, he's the other half of the channel. He has his own Instagram. I have my own Instagram because, you know, it's kind of personal. You know, he's in Wales, I'm in New Hampshire, so it's a little far away to get the selfies together. So you can always ask the person that may have it. You know, like DaymDrops was taken. You know, you can always message the person. I mean, if you're at a certain sign, you can always message Twitter. They might be able to get it back for you or something, because that's like impersonating. You can get those taken down. But yeah, I messaged the person that runs the AtlanticCraft, and if I want it, they would just get it back to me. Pretty sure that happened to like Ariana Grande. Somebody took her name and then gave it back or do something like that. So yeah, there's always ways around it. Yeah, make sure your descriptions are linked up and kind of let people know. And if you have like 5 Twitter accounts, you know, you might want to just have a main Twitter account. Just don't spread yourself out too much. You know, build that one.
Right. Yeah. That's why I want to kind of integrate it so that it's really shifting the people who know me by my name on Instagram. You know, and a lot of them are gamer people or people in this community, and then this brand over here is really our gaming. What we're developing kind of is our gaming brand, and so I want to make sure that they know that, and if they see a comment from Crafty Guy 605, they know that, oh, that's this guy, you know, that kind of thing. So
Hootsuite's a great tool to manage like a bunch of social media. Hootsuite's a great tool to manage a bunch of social media profiles at once. To add over a certain amount, you gotta pay for it, but you can add like multiple Twitter accounts and multiple Facebook, so if you wanted to synchronize your posts across them, it's a really useful tool for that.
Okay. Hootsuite?
Hootsuite, yep.
Okay, I've heard of that.
Ladies and gentlemen, I definitely want to thank you for being here for this panel this afternoon. You didn't have to be here. You came in, you sat through it all, and I wanted to make it as fun as possible by keeping it interactive. So I thank every last one of you for coming up to that mic, sharing your experiences. I hope you were able to take something back from these wonderful gentlemen that I have up here with me today. And again, big shout out to Dom and the family for making the GameCon happen out here in Galveston, Texas. You know, looking forward to it next year. Once again, thank you and good night.
You've just watched another epic tech video from me, EposVox. Consider crushing that like button and subscribing to the channel. That way you never miss an upload. Also, check the links in the description to follow me on Twitter and Facebook, and hit up our Patreon campaign for early access to videos. See you in the next epic tech video.